Hey there, my name is Truison, and this is everything you need to know before Kingdom Hearts 4. Many people have made videos on this subject, and I'm going to use my extensive knowledge and history with the series to make sure everyone is on the same page when Kingdom Hearts 4 graces us with its presence. I've been a long-time fan of the series, having played Kingdom Hearts 1 way back in 2002, and having played most of the rest of the series on or close to their release dates. I also stream, and have streamed the Kingdom Hearts series in its entirety at least 3 times, twice on YouTube, once on Twitch, and plan on doing it again once we get the 1 through 3 collections in October. I try to be as objective as possible and don't let things like headcanons or fan theories interfere with my research, and always wanted to be part of the Kingdom Hearts online community. When Kingdom Hearts 3 was going through this cycle, I yearned to make videos and discussions but just did not have the means. So now, here I stand to give my own take, do my own research, and make my own video to break it down. Now let's get to it. I'm not going to go into the history of the series or anything like that. I am going to go in assuming that anyone deciding to click on this video knows what Kingdom Hearts is and has at least played up to Kingdom Hearts 3, if not also Melody of Memories, because none of us would have skipped that, right? I'm going to answer a few questions that some will have when watching the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 3 and the 2 Kingdom Hearts 4 trailers we've gotten so far. The first question I'm going to ask is, what will the premise be? My best summary is Kingdom Hearts 4 will center around Sora being the target of the Master of Masters, likely due to a prophecy he has foretold, as Sora fights to stop the Lost Masters from wreaking havoc on the worlds. Thanks to the trailers we've gotten so far, we do know that Kingdom Hearts 4 will open with Sora waking up in a brand new world and learning the consequences his arrival has brought upon it, as well as how people in Sora's world will be working to bring back their friend. So, where and what exactly is this new world? Our first glance into this world is in Kingdom Hearts 3, where we see Chirithy explain to Sora that he has passed through this area called the Final World multiple times to reach the Station of Waking, the areas where the giant stained glass platforms appear, and that Chirithy ignored Sora's transgressions. He then warns Sora that he can't always expect to go through this place. Following that, a little later on, there is a moment where Xehanort warns Sora that there are consequences to using the power of waking too much. Finally, when we reach Chirithy again in the Remind DLC, he also warns Sora, and it reminds Sora of Xehanort's warning. This all implies that when his heart and body are both lost, they may reunite in an afterlife that exists outside of their current world. This mysterious place is called Quadratum, and we will take a deeper look into what exactly that is later in this video. More ties to Quadratum include the Kingdom Hearts 3 secret ending, where we see Sora wake up in a place that looks strangely like Japan. We then see that Riku also wakes up in Quadratum, just in a different location. Many people online have pointed out that the location Sora is in resembles the real-world Shibuya's Scramble Crossing, and the location Riku appears to be in is the real-world Shinjuku's Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building. These two locations, Shibuya and Shinjuku, in Tokyo, are approximately 17 minutes away from each other, and are prime locations in another Square Enix series featured in Kingdom Hearts, The World Ends With You. Our last glimpse is in the Melody of Memories ending, where we see that the fairy godmother, with the help of the nameless star, someone who will be touched upon further ahead, sends Riku to find Sora through a portal. This all segues into the name of our brand new series of Kingdom Hearts games, The Lost Master Arc, and the second part of our video. Who is the Lost Master? The Lost Masters refers to the group of Keyblade Masters that existed and subsequently disappeared during the Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key story events, and they essentially ran the world. The head of the Lost Masters was only referred to as the Master of Masters, colloquially referred to as Mom, and he had 6 apprentices. In the story, the apprentices were all referred to as foretellers, and they ran factions of Keyblade wielders called unions, except one who was sent out on a secret mission. The 5 foretellers are Ira, head of Unicornus, Envy, head of Anguis, Aced, head of Ursus, Gula, head of Leopardus, and Ava, head of Vulpes, which was objectively the best union, and I'm not even being biased. Each of them adorn unique robes and wear a mask with their corresponding animal on them: a unicorn, snake, bear, leopard, and fox respectively. The 6th apprentice is a man named Luxu. Mom and Luxu both wore the black robes we know from Organization 13. As we continue this series, we will break down each of these groups individually. It's very likely they are calling it the Lost Master Arc because one, if not all of the Lost Masters, will be our main antagonists. After all, the first arc is called the Dark Seeker Saga, which is the title given to Xehanort, so the main baddie will most likely be Mom himself, or his apprentice Luxu, who would likely take the place of his master if he were defeated. Now, we will get into our first big question. Who is the Master of Masters? This mysterious, fun-loving hooded man is a very important figure, not just in the Lost Master arc or Kingdom Hearts 4, but Kingdom Hearts as a whole. Looking back as far as Kingdom Hearts 1, throwback to 2002, we see 2 figures standing face to face wearing these cloaks in the secret cutscene. Later, in the Japanese-only final mix, that is until the release of 1.5 in 2013 for the US, there is a secret fight with Unknown, a black-robed warrior who fights with strange energy powers that we can later figure out is Xemnas. Next, in Kingdom Hearts 3's DLC Remind, this never-before-seen cloak is given to young Xehanort, who is fascinated at its utility.
It wards off darkness. It's useful.
Told ya.
We don't get much more than that, so there's no telling if he ended up reverse engineering the cloak to pass out to his vessels throughout the series, or if he just found a hidden supply chest full of them, but Mom was the one responsible for this. His role in the world is simple. He has something called a Book of Prophecies that foretells the end of the world. It is unclear, mostly due to his comedic nature, whether his end goal is to save the world or to see it through to the end. However, his words and actions make it clear that he is either planning to pick up the pieces after this perceived unavoidable apocalypse happens, or that he plans on trying to stop it at a key point where it culminates. There are a few popular theories that float around about who exactly the Master of Masters is, some of which include Demyx, as only he and one other member of Organization 13, Luxord, have not been given somebody names, as well as his behavior and mannerisms. Then another theory where he's an older Sora, due to the series having time travel as a plot device, but there's been no real hint as to what's under that hood. He speaks very cryptically, even to his most trusted apprentice, Luxu, who he sets on a very important task. He may also be a key reason why the world falls apart in the first place, because of the infighting that he stirs between the foretellers. He hands each of his apprentices their own copy of the Book of Prophecies, but only 2 of the books are actually complete. The books belonging to Gula and the Master of Masters himself. As seen in the key back cover movie in 2.8, the discovery of the lost page is the catalyst of the Keyblade War that wipes out all Keyblade wielders at the end of the original Kingdom Hearts key. And when the world needed him most, he vanished. That is, until Luxu and I found the new master and, I'm sorry, that's the wrong series. He made sure each of his new apprentices understood their role before finally fading away without a trace.
Not long after that, the master vanished, dimmed, and faded without a trace.
It is unknown where he disappeared to exactly, but body language suggests that he is the man who makes a heart shape around the moon in the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, as well as one of the 2 black robes standing next to each other in the first Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. The second one? That leads into our next question. Who is Luxu? Luxu is the mysterious 6th apprentice whose appearance is also a black robe, like his master. He is tasked with the most important mission out of any of the apprentices, ensuring the creation of the Book of Prophecies. We see him briefly in the back cover movie as being handed the no-name Keyblade, the one we see Xehanort using, and a large black box that he is told not to open under any circumstances until the time is right. He is not handed a Book of Prophecy like the other apprentices because his task ensures that the book gets created, and the master doesn't want to create any paradoxes. He then asks Mom what is in the box, and is told it is a secret, but with a little push from Luxu, the master reveals the contents. After the unheard whisper, Luxu's only response is,
But why?
to which Mom replies,
You'll see.
and is set on his way. The Keyblade is affixed with an eye, referred to as the gazing eye, which Mom claims will allow him to keep an eye on things, much to Luxu's disgust. After Luxu sets forth, he is not seen again. That is, until he shows up in the ending of Kingdom Hearts 3, where a black hood stands at the crossroads of the Keyblade graveyard, box and Keyblade in hand. Mirages appear from the 4 connecting paths as the foretellers materialize and begin walking towards it. Upon reaching the figure, Ira asks if he has summoned them back, to which he replies,
Yep.
and Ira inquires.
Is that you, Luxu? You look different.
Luxu then removes his hood and reveals Xigbar, and explains that he has moved his heart from vessel to vessel, all to meet up at this time and place. The conversation continues, with Luxu pointing out that Ava didn't make it, and explaining that she, too, was sent out on a special mission, but by Luxu. The scene ends with him beginning the story of how he got to this time and place. These figures are the subjects of our next question. Who are Ira, Envy, Ased, Gula, and Ava? As explained earlier, these are the apprentices of the Master of Masters, also known as the Foretellers. They were the Union leaders of the factions in Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key / Union Cross. Again, we will not be going in depth about anything other than what is relevant to the upcoming future of Kingdom Hearts, but UX being a mobile game means that many may not be aware of its content, and some of that content is tied to our explanation. In order to promote unity and friendship among the legions of Keyblade wielders that the world once held, and to free the hearts of those lost and gather up energy called Lux, the foretellers split these legions into factions which, as part of the weekly mechanics of the game, would tally up scores and give rewards to the factions in first, second, and third place. That's a simple way to generalize UX's gameplay loop. Per the back cover movie, each of the 5 apprentices were given roles to play by their master. Ira was to be the leader of the foretellers, to keep them in line and maintain the master's teachings. Due to his second-guessing nature, he was unsure if he would be fit to lead.
By the way, if one day I suddenly disappear, I'm counting on you to keep the others calm, okay?
Huh? Disappear?
Vanish? Dim? Fade? I don't know how to explain it.
Envy was tasked as a mediator that would report the others' activities and help maintain order. She valued her friends and the peace kept among them to a fault, and was oftentimes bad at taking sides when it was necessary.
So, to sum it up, I'll need you to observe the others. Easy breezy.
All right.
Like I said, Ira may have to take over for me. But don't be shy. Just be fair. And do not be afraid to speak up. Even though I say observe, you'll need to be the mediator. Make sure people get along.
Ased was assigned as second in command in the event that Ira faltered and someone needed to step up. His headstrong will and belief that he was always in the right led him to butt heads with Ira because he believed his true purpose was to be the leader instead of Ira.
Now then, allow me to tell you about your role. You're going to be Ira's right-hand man.
What? Ira's right-hand man? What do you mean?
Well, Ira's gonna be the new leader after I'm gone, you see. So, just stand by him. Don't disappoint. In any case, you need to support Ira. We both know he's quite serious. He's always just thinking and thinking and thinking behind that unicorn mask of his. So everyone will be counting on you to spur him into action.
Right.
You might not be entirely happy with your role, but just know that it's the most important one. Capiche? Now, shall I elaborate? Making Ira the leader is all good in theory, but sometime later you might think, he's terrible at this. In which case it'll be your job to step up. Who knows? Your leadership might be just what everyone needs. And that is your true role.
Gula was given the lost page of the Book of Prophecies and told that there would be a traitor in their midst, and that he needed to use the page's knowledge to find that traitor. His immature mindset made him jump to conclusions frequently, and the nature of his role caused him grief when the other foretellers believed that the traitor would be the only person holding the lost page, which put him under constant watch by Ased.
Your role. You must find the traitor hidden among you, and stop them before it's too late. And in order to help you find the traitor...
I get it. That's why you gave us all different roles, isn't it? If anyone deviates from the job they were given, we can easily conclude that they are the traitor. It's brilliant.
Way to steal my thunder, show off!
Ava's role was to avoid any conflict she could with the other foretellers, Mom most likely knowing that he was pitting them against each other, and to create her own faction separate from the unions called the Dandelions, that would be pure-hearted so they could preserve the light in the separate world they were unknowingly transported to. Often, she would try to tell secrets she knew would cause harm amongst those she trusted most, if not for Ephemer's resolve to trust wholly in Ava's guidance, and mysteriously disappeared when the world began to fall to darkness.
Well, that's what brings me to your role. You might just be the only hope of keeping light from expiring.
Hope? Master, what is it that you need me to do? Oh.
Don't get involved in any battles. Forget the notion of unions. Find Keyblade wielders with potential and create an entirely separate organization. Then, like the seeds of a dandelion, let them fly to another world. They will keep the light alive.
These faults each foreteller carried made the infighting grow more and more until it all came to a head when Gula pointed the finger to Osed as the traitor and the two began to battle. Osed was frustrated at the idea because he had no lost page, and his belief that he was meant to be the real leader made it impossible for him to betray everyone else. He was much more physically strong than Gula and, if not for the interference from the other foretellers, would have led to Gula's demise. Ira managed to calm Osed down and, for the first time, he may have finally realized that Ira really was meant to be leader and began to lean more into his second-in-command role. Unfortunately, all the negativity from their constant butting of heads created dark energy that began to warp the wielders and their Chirithy, and the world fell to darkness and the foretellers with them.
With only 5 lights, we can't afford to lose any.
You still count me as one of the 5 lights?
Of course.
Only you could be such a good guy after everything we've been through. But hey, I guess that's one of the reasons I respect you so much. However, we still might only be 4. I'm talking about Gula. He's using the knowledge of something called the Lost Page. He said that it contains events that are missing from all of our books. He's using it to discover and apprehend whoever is the traitor. Claims that's his role. But who knows what his real intentions are? What I do know is that I'll never forgive him for hiding the fact that he knew someone would betray us. That's the biggest betrayal of all.
I'd like to believe that Gula was simply carrying out his role. Osed, I'll deal with this matter. Please keep it to yourself for now.
Understood.
I need to see that lost page.
This is where we will take a brief intermission from the connected story elements to talk about the first brand new character that was introduced in a trailer for Virum Rex at the beginning of the Toy Box world. He then showed up in the secret ending of Kingdom Hearts 3 and appeared once more later as a boss fight in the Remind DLC. His name is Yozora. Who is Yozora? Yozora is still an unknown element in the series, but according to him, his look has been altered by the world they inhabit. At first glance, Yozora appears to have a hairstyle and similar outfit to Riku. Sora comments in the Toy Box world when he first sees Yozora in the game store that he isn't sure he resembles Yozora other than his clothes, but Rex thinks they're the same guy.
Look! I found it! See, Sora?
Well, I never looked this good. The clothes kind of match.
Yozora has a blue eye and a red eye and carries around a bowgun and a laser sword. Briefly during the trailer, and in an easier spot moment in the secret ending, Yozora has a symbol on his arm that looks like a skull with 2 crossed keyblades underneath it, and a crown similar to Sora's with hair spikes in the same location as Sora. It is stated by Yozora in the cutscene leading to the boss fight that he is here to save Sora, and whether you beat him or lose to him, the same cutscene plays where he wakes up in the back of a car and quotes Sora from Kingdom Hearts 1, paralleling that this will be the beginning of a new adventure.
Impressive, is it not?
I've
I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real? Or not?
Not much else is known about him at this time, but we do know from the trailer he had two companions to represent Sora's allies. Magia, a magic wielder representing Donald, and Aegis, a defensive warrior similar to Goofy. A third human is seen in this opening, a sad-looking girl that Yozora is trying to reach. The cutscene in Melody of Memory and the words spoken to Sora in the final world reveal that the nameless star is this woman and she is trying to return to Yozora. Due to the uncanny resemblance of Virum Rex and Yozora to Final Fantasy Versus 13, a cancelled game project by Tetsuya Nomura, she was sometimes called Stella, which was the original name of Luna Freya during production of Versus 13. But she has been given no official name and merely acts as Yozora's Kairi and may hold the key to getting Sora back to the real world while getting her back to Quadratum. She is also responsible for naming the city and assisting the fairy godmother in creating the portal that Riku uses to reach him. Now we finally enter Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer territory. The first glimpse we got of this highly coveted game reveals to us the title of this new set of games, The Lost Master Arc, and pans around an apartment as a mysterious male voice speaks, who we will mention a little later, and we see a quote appear on the screen. The heart resides within the soul, which in turn is guided by fate to its rightful place. The screen pans to a jungle scene with a waterfall. Many people inspected this scene, and has led us to speculate that this is our first world reveal, as a metal thing spotted at the top of the screen closely resembles an AT-ST from Star Wars, and the location resembles the forest moon of Ondor from Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. The scene then switches to the chess room that young Xehanort and Ericus play in, as another quote appears. The choice is yours once more. Finally, a doorbell rings and we get a glimpse of Sora laying on a couch as he opens his eyes and sits up to answer the door. It's worth noting that this design, according to Nomura, is his Kingdom Hearts 3 outfit, but altered by the world magic that makes him look different throughout the Kingdom Hearts series and may get a final design at a later date. And now, the subject of our next part is standing on the other side of the door, a young girl with long orange hair. Say hello to Strelitzia. Who is Strelitzia? This is a character who was introduced in Unchained Key/Union Cross. She is the sister of Lariam, who we later meet as Marluxia of Organization 13, and friend of Elrena, Organization 13's Larxene. I'd like to point out that she has 3 hair clips in the shape of an X and an I to indicate that she is related to Marluxia, his organization number being 11. A quiet yet cheerful girl, she becomes friends with the player and talks about her hope that one day all the fighting can end and things can be peaceful. She was selected by Ava to be one of the Dandelion's union leaders and bestowed a copy of her copy of the Book of Prophecy. But when Strelitzia goes to look for the player and tell them what happened, she is killed by a possessed Ventus. The last thing we see of her is her heart floating away. She does appear in another cutscene where she is in a white version of the black robes we see countless times up to this point. She is talking to Lariam when she mysteriously vanishes. He begins to panic when he hears his name, and when he looks, sees the figure in white, calls out her name, and she floats in the air and vanishes again. The designs of Marluxia's Chain of Memories and Rechain of Memories boss fights show a white figure standing with him and in his giant monster form that resemble his lost sister. Her role seems to be a friend/companion to Sora in Quadratum, possibly showing him the ropes and guiding him through this new world. We do know, from her appearance in UX, that she can wield a Keyblade, so that may be what brings her to Sora in the first place, but only time will tell what is next in store for her. We now continue with images we see from the first Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer and the town that it resides in. From where we see Strelitzia, she begins to explain to him what Quadratum is as we see a globe of darkness begin to appear in the middle of the city. As the globe peaks, it becomes a dark side. People are not used to this sort of thing here in the city as it parallels the real world, so they are seen holding up their phones to take pictures and videos before running away in a panic as the dark side begins picking up cars and smashing buildings. We then see Sora running forward, Keyblade in hand, as the camera changes from a cutscene to in-game footage where Sora shows off some new moves. He can now use his keychain as a grappling hook to pull himself towards objects. He slides down a falling building to show the return of Kingdom Hearts 3's flow motion, and ends with him showing off the new scrap and build mechanic, where he defends an attack from Darkside, the energy from the attack gathers, and turns into a giant drill-like object that he then attacks the Darkside with. This is Quadratum, and just like every other part of this video, we then ask, what is Quadratum? In the final cutscenes of Melody of Memory, as they try to figure out how they can track down Sora's whereabouts, Ansem the Wise begins to explain how their world is composed of 3 layers. The realm of light, where people live and reside, the realm of darkness, the dark scary place that Aqua was trapped in, and the in-between, the mysterious world that Xemnas used as a hideout in Kingdom Hearts 2. He also mentions that the realms of sleep, data, and memories reside here as well.
The 3 realms of our world, light, darkness, and between, these are all places we can travel to, because they are on our side. This also includes the worlds of memories, data, and dreams. If I am correct, then this other side of our world, from which voices cannot reach, must be a place outside of our reality. Namely, it must be unreality, or fiction.
He then goes on to explain that these 3 layers make up what they refer to as reality, and in abusing the power of waking to save Kairi from death, has slipped underneath these layers into a world of fiction, or unreality. Riku and Kairi then go on to the final world with the fairy godmother to talk to the nameless star, where she reveals that she is looking for someone from her world and that Sora passed through the final world on his way to where she came from, Quadratum. In Kingdom Hearts 3, Chirithy explains that the final world is a place you go to when your heart and body both disappear at the same time, but as long as one of them remains, you could return. Chirithy then warns Sora that abusing a taboo of nature could result in him disappearing, to which he smiles and continues with his mission to rescue Kairi.
You've broken a nature taboo.
Nature...
A forbidden act. Break a taboo of nature, and you'll end up paying an extraordinary price.
Oh. I've heard that before. So, what's the price?
You'll lose your powers. You won't be able to use the power of waking.
That's all? No problem.
But that's not all. You yourself will vanish from this world. And without your powers, you can't return to the world you came from.
I don't care.
What?
This place he will disappear to, outside of their existence, is the world of unreality, or fiction, known as Quadratum. While I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, as the second Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer will also be broken down further ahead, the information we get from the voice of a black-hooded female I believe to be Ava due to the posture and folded hands, which is a common position for her, but is not yet confirmed, is that this world did not have the same concepts of darkness and light as the world that they came from. Due to this, Sora's appearance seems to be a catalyst for the appearance of the dark side we've talked about so far, which has opened up some interesting theories about what exactly that Sora skull and cross keyblades on Yozora's jacket could mean. The final analysis of the first Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer here shows 2 black robes, most likely Mom and possibly Luxu due to their posture, but could be a second apprentice he's taken while here in Quadratum, staring down from a ledge before showing the logo. However, That was not quite the end, as we then see Donald and Goofy walking in the dark while looking for someone that they hope can help, before we see a ring of flames surround them and hear the Japanese voice for Hades ask why they have appeared in his domain. Our next question: why are Donald and Goofy talking to Hades? The simple answer is, after all the research they've done up to this point, and possibly including the Mickey playable sequence that we saw in the screenshots they gave us to tie us over for the cancellation of Missing Link, they know Sora is dead. The word death makes its first appearance in the series when Chirithy is talking to Sora in the final world, showing how serious things are starting to get. Up to this point, they tiptoe around the word with phrases like lost, disappeared, and faded. So then, who knows more about death than the Lord of the Dead? Now, why they think Hades would help them of all people is beyond me, as they've thwarted his plans many times, but maybe with the help of someone like Hercules or Zeus, or maybe with some kind of offering or deal, they can get his cooperation. Funny to see that the series still isn't done with Olympus, but out of all the franchises they've had in Kingdom Hearts up to this point, he really is the only one suited for the job. We now begin the breakdown of the second Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer to introduce the disembodied speaker of our first Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, who was confirmed by Nomura, and get our next segment of the video. As mentioned in the Quadratum part, the trailer opens with a female black robe talking about the concepts of light and dark, and Sora's appearance in Quadratum being responsible for their arrival here. We then see the dark side appearing again and the logo. It then cuts to more of what we've already seen, but with a new style of Sora climbing the cars before he gets thrown into a building by the dark side. The scene then cuts away to some figure that is not visible talking to Strelitzia, and then a cut to the subject of our segment. After careful debate online and lots of outfit comparisons, we see the face, for the first time, of a man named Sigurd. Who is Sigurd? He appears as a part of the story of Union Cross. To be brief from our previous explanation, the new Dandelion leaders decide they need to use a device in order to break out of the data world that they are trapped in. This device is actually how Ventus ends up from the Age of Fairy Tales to his appearance in Birth by Sleep, and how Kairi got to Destiny Islands. The other Dandelions, besides Ephemer, are all sent into these arcs and get lost throughout time. One of them, named Brain, who was one of Luxu's inhabitants at the time, appears in Scala ad Caelum in the future. Sigurd then appears as a hooded figure with a concealed face and a hat atop his hood. He stands out though, with his purple-lined robes that are the main indicator, aside from the voice confirmed by Nomura, that he has appeared in this Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer. He gives Brain his hat back, a popular theory being that the hat is what Luxu used to send Brain to the future, and explains that fate brought him here from Daybreak Town to be met by Sigurd, and that he is the sole survivor of the events of UX. Sigurd then escorts him back to his headquarters, where Brain sees a statue of Ephemer, and Sigurd explains that this is the Keyblade Master who founded Scala ad Caelum. That is the extent of what we know about Sigurd, and it was believed he would have had a prominent role and focus in Missing Link before its untimely cancellation. It would have covered the age between Union Cross and Kingdom Hearts 1. Now, here we are at the final question, as we then cut to the next character in the second trailer for Kingdom Hearts 4, a masked man holding his Keyblade backwards. We've seen wielders do this before, and he has a unique design to his Keyblade, which looks like a more evolved version of the Dark Road Keyblade, which in turn was a more evolved version of the UX one. Me and a few people I was watching this trailer with got a little confused at first glance who this masked man was. Sadly, it was because we forgot about the wielders in Dark Road. The next face we see after Sigurd is Voli. Who is Voli? A little insight for Dark Road, but without too much detail. Dark Road is the story of what led Xehanort on his path to become the villain in Kingdom Hearts' first arc. It follows a young Xehanort and his friend Ericus, as well as several other classmates, all with names based in Norse mythology, as they go through an academy in Skala Edkylum to learn how to wield Keyblades. The plot starts when their teacher, Odin, explains that some of the upperclassmen have gone missing during their Mark of Mastery exam, and that the lowerclassmen are to investigate the worlds and report back if they manage to find any trace of their lost peers. Among those upperclassmen is Voli, a mask-wearing, ninja-looking, dark-haired boy. He is a man of few words, and in the course of training for their Mark of Mastery exam, finds themselves in the Enchanted Dominion where they see Maleficent has cursed Aurora. They debate on whether or not they should meddle in the world's affairs, because it worked so well for Terra. As they camp, Voli is the one that notices that his classmate, Hoder, has disappeared, and sets off with Vala and Vidar to find her, only to discover that Hoder, Heimdall, Helgi, and Sigurd have all been killed. You heard that right. Not lost, not fallen, but killed. They swear revenge, then learn later that Baldur, the younger brother of Hoder, was responsible for killing them after being consumed by darkness. Voli, Vala, and Vidar then decide that they will summon Kingdom Hearts to purge the darkness. They begin stealing objects important to the worlds to cause them to fall to chaos, hoping it will bring out the 7 pure lights needed to open Kingdom Hearts. After seeing the resolve and drive of the lower classmen, Voli and Vala decide that they shouldn't summon Kingdom Hearts and return to Skala Edkylum. They then find out that their master, Odin, has also disappeared. Bor leaves to find him, and Voli explains that they are aware of Baldur's plans to destroy the world, and an enraged Ericus attacks them. Xehanort speaks as the voice of reason when Baldur appears and summons Heartless to stall the group. After the Heartless are defeated, Voli, Vala, and Vidar all rush after him, and, right when Xehanort and Ericus appear to join the fight, Baldur summons the Hringhorn, which kills Voli, Vala, Vidar, and Vor. It is quite a tragic tale, and Voli's inclusion may mean that we will see more of the upper and lower classmen in Quadratum as we get more trailers and news for Kingdom Hearts 4. This answers all the questions we had so far, and we will now break down the rest of the Kingdom Hearts 4 second trailer. After the camera cuts to Voli, we then cut to Luxu, who is the driver of Yozora from the DLC cutscene, whose human name is currently unknown. Then cuts to another black robe as feathers fall from the sky. It has been pointed out that the posture of this figure and the shoulders appear to make it the Master of Masters, and the black feathers were originally believed to be Sephiroth, until people pointed out that 2 mysterious figures from some beta footage of Missing Link used similar black feathers as a way to knock people out. Considering the saga was going to be tied to the UX, DR, and Missing Link games, this seems the more believable answer in my opinion. It then cuts to Donald and Goofy, surrounded by Hades' blue flames, and then one last cut shows young Xehanort, who may not really remember Sora, as he resembles his Dark Road look, but young Xehanort did say that they would meet again, holding an umbrella over Sora, who is looking at him on his knees in the rain. Now, we know Xehanort passed on at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, but we also know he said that there may be a 14th iteration of himself out there, and this was spoiled in a key art image Nomura drew a few years back, before the cancellation of Missing Link's screenshots, and most all of us just knew this would mean a return of young Xehanort, as Nomura never draws a key art without a reason. We then get more actual gameplay footage, this time showing off a new Keyblade. The Keyblade has a fiery design at the top and a watery design at the bottom, with the handle kind of looking like a magic wand of some kind, or the Mirage Arena from Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. There's currently a lot of debate whether or not this is an Elemental, Moana, or even a Lilo and Stitch Keyblade, both of the latter having recently got live-action remakes, or even a new Keyblade design to show off some of the new capabilities of the scrap and build mechanic. I originally leaned towards believing that it would be Moana due to the movie having similar elements to Kingdom Hearts. There's the Heart of Te Fiti, the giant lava monster in Taka, and the fact that darkness is spreading across the world. However, visually, it doesn't really quite match the theme of Moana, with the very modern looking wand handle and the keychain, what we can see of it, also doesn't quite fit. My new favorite theory that was pointed out was Atlantis the Lost Empire. Why, you may ask? Well, the orb design shares a slight resemblance to the front of the submarine. There's lava at the end during the volcano scene where the movie's climax takes place, there's water everywhere, and to top it all off, that shape looks like some weird Mr. Krabs looking body with two crab claw looking hands on the sides. This McDonald's toy of the Leviathan bears a similar visage to that keychain, not to mention the surrounding part kind of looks like the masks of the old kings when they surround Kita in the movie. To use process of elimination for the other two, Elemental doesn't really have any themes of lava in it. It only shows a mixture of fire and water, while Lilo and Stitch has had a Keyblade in the past and mostly themes itself around space. Plus, there's no Stitch identity in this Keyblade either. The command window in one version of the trailer shows the attacks change to Lava Slash and Flowing Edge, while the build bar and window are designed around the lava and water theme. This could always be an original Keyblade, as the series has given us other non-themed Keyblades before. However, these are usually themed around stars. Sora is seen using a much more aggressive-looking combat style while using this weapon as well, as he takes the blade in both hands and slams it into the ground. He is fighting one of the Heartless seen in the screenshots that has two large gauntlets for arms. These screenshots were a much-needed affirmation after the cancellation of Missing Link that Kingdom Hearts 4 was still being focused on. We can see in these shots that there's not a lot new going on, but one outstanding piece is a playable Mickey segment in what appears to be the Scala ad Caelum library. Then there's Strelitzia, and some new Heartless designs. And I'd like to point out, the Japanese-only screenshot that shows us this very bowler hat-looking Heartless that makes me hope we will be seeing Meet the Robinsons in Kingdom Hearts 4 as well. It then cuts to him at night, fighting a group of Neo Shadows in their new design, and a gauntlet dude with the Kingdom Key, and using the new keychain capabilities to create attacks that lift the enemies in the air and then grappling to them, when he suddenly summons a door that looks very similar to the Link summon Heartbinders that you receive in Kingdom Hearts 3. When the door opens, out pours the Keyblades from the past that Sora used in the final battle of Kingdom Hearts 3 to surf around and attack the Heartless. It then cuts back to Sora continuing to fight the dark side, but inside the building that he was thrown into, dodging and blocking punches, attacking the lingering hand while weird root-like tentacles sprout out of the walls and floors to try to hit Sora, which is a new attack for the dark side, where it then shows him running to the protection of two citizens of Quadratum that are possibly Easter eggs of Yoko Shinomura, the composer of Kingdom Hearts music, and Kaoru Wada, who was responsible for turning Yoko Shinomura's compositions into orchestral scores for their live shows. The screen then finally shows the Kingdom Hearts 4 logo one more time, followed by words that we've all been hoping to hear from Square since day one: multi-platform on launch, with the screen showing Switch 2, PS5, Xbox Series X/S, Xbox on PC, Steam, and Epic Games Store. Thank you very much for taking the time to get to the end of this video. This is my first time doing any kind of edited or long-form content, and if you liked this, please leave me a comment and like. If you want to see more like this from me in the future, feel free to let me know what you would like to see. But I will continue this series as we get more trailers with new characters and concepts that will be in Kingdom Hearts 4 and news coverage as we get more word on Kingdom Hearts 4 during development. I'm a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Yakuza or Like a Dragon, Dot Hack, and Xenosaga to name a few, and would love to make more videos around these subjects. If you would like to see me dive more into Kingdom Hearts, I would be happy to make videos on the series so far, including explanations of Unchained Key / Union Cross and Dark Road. I'm going to gauge what I do next on the response from people here, and if you want to check me out anywhere else, I will be posting shorts here as well as on TikTok to try to draw more attention to this project, and you can catch me streaming on Twitch, all under the username TruestSin. Thank you once again, and may your heart be your guiding key as we travel down this road to Kingdom Hearts 4.